Good evening, and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of May 12th.
Microphone.
It's on. 1, 2. Good evening, and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of May 12th. Mayor Thompson is away on assignment with his employer. I am Deputy Mayor Greg Burchett, and I will preside over tonight's meeting. Ms. Borak, please call the roll.
Committeeman Delcourt.
Here.
Committeeman McCauley. Committeeman Sirachi.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Here.
Mayor Thompson.
Please join me in the salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, that the notice of this meeting has been posted on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 on May 12, 2015. That's also called the Sunshine Law. Okay. First off, we have approval of minutes. We have minutes from April 14th for regular session.
So moved. Second.
May I have a motion to approve the minutes? Second. Roll call.
Committeeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Committeeman Sirachi.
Abstain.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes. Okay, reports from committee liaisons and reports and communications. First up will be Committeeman Mr. Delcourt.
Thank you. A couple of items for me this evening. Last week we had our Economic and Business Development Commission Spring Network event at the Polish Falcons here in town. Very well attended. We had about 125, 130 people from local businesses attend. We had a couple speakers from the state join us, one from a Business Action Network and one from the EDA, trying to help some of the businesses with if they may have financing needs. Well attended. Mayor and Deputy Mayor were also there, and always a nice opportunity for our business to get together and try to network a bit. So it was a nice event. I'd like to thank the EBDC Commission for arranging it, for Gene Strapinski, our business advocate, and for the Polish Falcons for hosting and putting on a very nice event for us. Recreation 2015 summer camp registration is still open, and it's available on the township website. Anyone that is looking for affordable, close-to-home summer options for camp, details are online. Please feel free to sign up. We do have a number of locations, and we do try to group the children by age at the particular schools. So if you're interested, please visit the Township Board of the Recreation website. The Mayor's Wellness Campaign and the Hillsborough Health Department have joined forces to present a 6-week workshop to address chronic illnesses. The Stanford Chronic Disease Self-Management Plan is a 6-week, 1 session per week chronic disease workshop, which covers fitness, exercise, nutrition, how to manage symptoms, pain, fatigue, treatment decisions, and how to develop health-related action plans. It's a workshop that's designed to helping those with certain chronic conditions, such as arthritis, asthma, diabetes, heart disease, COPD, hepatitis, obesity, osteoporosis, Lyme disease, and certain other chronic conditions. The series of 6 workshops will be held once a week on Thursdays, beginning May the 28th. They'll run from 4:45 p.m. to 7:15 at the Hillsborough Municipal Building, and the workshops will be facilitated by 2 peer leaders that are trained in the Stanford model of management. We're going to do it in cooperation with the Montgomery Township Health Department via a grant that was awarded through the National Association of County and City Health Officials. So if you are interested, you can please contact Devanji at the Montgomery Township Health Department. That number is 150512TCmtg, or you could certainly reach out to our administration office as well. Space is limited and registration is required, so if you would like to attend, please make sure you're signing up for that. Light refreshments will be served. And finally, for DPW, cleanup passes are still available. As you know, we do provide access to the Aughton Road facility where people can take some of their discarded household goods that can't go into the normal garbage pickup. There are certain items that are not available to be left at the dump, but if you would like to take some items there, usually available information is in the Township e-newsletter, or you can visit the Department of Public Works between 7 and 3 to obtain a coupon for any of the dates. And it's normally the first and last Saturdays of each month is when the access is granted. So, but you do need a ticket to be able to get in there. So that's all for me. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Committeeman Sirachi.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Memorial Day, just a reminder, any community-based nonprofit organizations that wish to participate in the Memorial Day Parade are invited to sign up online through the Parks and Recreation website. Also, all veterans, spouses, and widows are invited to register for the annual Salute to Veterans Breakfast, which takes place before the parade. Registration can be done by either visiting the Recreation website or calling the Recreation Department directly at 369-4832, again 369-4832, or there's also a registration form that is available in the administration office. I just do want to keep individuals, or to remind everyone that individual flyers were not mailed out this year, so be sure to register. Flag Day. Flag Day will be taking place Saturday, June 13th. There will be the second annual Flag Day Festival in downtown Somerville. Purpose of the event is to foster pride in our flag and country. There will be additional information in future editions of the Friday e-newsletter, which if you don't already subscribe to that, there's registration cards available in the back that you can sign up to get the newsletter delivered to your email directly from the mayor himself. And talking about things that are available on the back of the table, and getting ahead of myself on the agenda with regards to the Hillsborough Rewards credit card grants that we'll be presenting in a little bit. There are information on back on how to obtain a Rewards Visa card, which is the basically the key funding source for the grants that we will be presenting in a little bit. And lastly, the YMCA had asked me to send out a plea for volunteers for the upcoming YMCA 5K hop race, which will be taking place on Saturday, May 30th. There are in need in over 100 volunteers for this event. If you're interested in volunteering, please contact the YMCA directly. And that's all I have this evening.
Thank you. I am honored this evening to announce that Hillsborough resident and World War II Army veteran Leo Hornsby will lead Hillsborough's 2015 Memorial Day commemorative ceremonies on May 23rd. As the 70th anniversary of the end of World War II approaches, it is all more fitting to have World War II veterans serve as the Grand Marshal for the 2015 event. As always, we are honored to commemorate Memorial Day and all the Hillsborough veterans. From the Municipal Alliance is hosting a night of awareness and education about dangers of underage drinking and prescription drug abuse on Wednesday, May 27th, here in the multipurpose room. There will be pizza at 6:30 and the program starts at 7. This program is free and is open to all adults and kids ages 10 and up. Registration is not required. The Shop Hillsborough program. Shop Hillsborough program, which was started last fall, reports that over $31,000 in rebates have been accumulated, which will be translated to property tax credits and rewards to residents of town. This has been a very successful program, not only for the businesses in the township, but also for the card holders who are utilizing the cards to earn tax savings and rewards. Again, this program is funded through business participation and is not at any expense to the taxpayers. We now have over 80 businesses enrolled as participants, 3,500 registered cards. An app for shoppers can also be seen on your cell phone, and the program is doing extremely well, and we look forward to everybody using it. This has been a great program, and it's got very impressive results for the last. The program's only been out there for about 7 months. Anthony.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. If you don't mind, I just wanted to announce to the public for the first time, we are bringing back our Hillsborough Township Community Map. See the Avolios, you remember this, right? So it's about 20, we got some of you claps here. So 20 years ago, this map was made up, and the interesting thing is, Deputy Mayor will mention in a minute, a person who drew this map. So obviously there's been a lot of new businesses come to town, so we hope to finish it this year. So again, just wanted to mention it's been 20 years to have this map updated. I know a lot of people have asked about it over the years. It's been hanging in the mayor's office for quite a long time. So we've got some agreement, which Deputy Mayor will talk about in a minute, but we'll be bringing back the map. It's been 20 years, so I think it's time to update the new business map. So thank you.
We are really happy to say that it's been 20 years, and the original artist happens to be with us tonight. And Doreen, we can get you to come up. You can take that microphone right there.
You can pull it right out the microphone.
Hi, I'm Doreen Lorenzetti, and I'm a Hillsborough resident. I have lived here all of my life, and I've seen Hillsborough grow from a very rural community to what it is today. Much of that growth and development is due to the businesses that we have here. We have great businesses, and I had the opportunity 20 years ago to express that in the map that was just shown. It was a great project that offered a lot of community spirit and opportunities for businesses to have some exposure. Fortunately, we're able to bring that map back now, 20 years later, and I'm privileged to be the artist to do it again. I'm very thankful for that. My goals for creating the poster are to express and illustrate each business for the unique qualities that it has, and then combine all of those qualities together to create a poster that really captures the spirit and the community that we have here that we're so proud of. I look forward to working with the businesses I already know, and also meeting and working with the businesses I'm yet to discover. And I hope that if anyone is interested and would like to participate in this project, they could get more information through the Hillsborough Business Association. And thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. We will now move on to the rest of our presentations and proclamations. I ask that after you receive your recognition, you take your seat again, and we will take a brief pause after all the presentations have been given out for your departure. We'll take a little break in the meeting. So up first, I'd like to invite Dr. Schiff, Superintendent of Hillsborough School District, to present the school budget. Dr. Schiff.
Good evening, Deputy Mayor. Thank you so much for inviting me. We really do appreciate coming on out each year and sharing with you some of the things that are going on in our district. And tonight we're going to talk briefly about our budget for our next school year. We begin our budget development process in October of the prior year, where each of the principals and department heads submit their budgets to myself and our business administrator. From there, we begin to slice it down, make some changes. We then present it to each of the board committees, the standing board committees of education, operations of human resources that review their sections of the budget. We get our state aid on February 25th, and then on March 4th, the operations committee meets to develop the tentative budget. On March 9th, the board voted. And in between mid-March and mid-April, each of the committees continues to discuss and makes changes as they see fit. And then on April 27th, there was a public hearing, and the board voted in the affirmative for the budget that I'm presenting to you tonight. Basically, our priorities within the budget focus in on our strategic plan. We have a multi-year phase-in of our Mandarin Chinese program that we introduced a few years ago. We are completing the phase-in for next year. We will also be funding new mathematics materials, curriculum writing, and training. This budget also maintains all programs and maintains class sizes at their current level. Our cost drivers are the typical cost drivers that we see in public education in the state of New Jersey. Our salaries and healthcare costs also are drivers. We have seen a shift from local taxpayer dollars into healthcare. From that, more towards our employees picking up a significant cost of healthcare, and that was through legislation entitled Chapter 78. Special education continues to be a cost driver in our budget as well as budgets across the state. Transportation is kind of tied into special education. When we have a child that needs to go to a school outside of our district, we provide transportation for them, as well as the mathematics curriculum revision and training are our drivers. How are we managing costs? We do a great deal of shared services and cooperative purchasing. We've been working very hard at trying to be entrepreneurial in our position within the community. We started the Children at Play program, which is a revenue generator for our district. It allows families who wish to have additional recreational activities for their kindergartners to remain in school for a full school day. We currently have a half-day kindergarten, and we're now concluding 3 years of the program, and we are proud to announce that we have generated over $500,000 worth of additional revenues. That's additional programs and less taxation that we need to do based upon that revenue generator. Last year, we started our middle school time. We adjusted it by a half an hour, and that also created a great deal of transportation efficiencies. Hundreds of thousands of dollars were saved just by becoming more efficient in how we transport over 7,000 students each and every day. Even though special education is a cost driver, we're also looking at different ways of reducing and managing those costs. One of the ways is we brought in a group called Effective School Solutions into our high school that provides additional mental health support for children with those type of needs. And then rather than sending them to schools outside of our community, they remain within our community and receive the supports that they need. We are also using the ROD grants, which stand for Regular Operating District, ROD grants, which gives us 40 cents on the dollar for every capital project that we're doing throughout the district. We've been successful at attaining those grants. We also have a very large, over $16 million energy savings improvement project that has reduced significantly our energy costs starting next year as we complete all of those construction projects. In terms of personnel within the budget, we actually had a few positions that we needed to staff this year that were unbudgeted that need to remain into next year's budget. We have 2 ESL teachers, or English as a Second Language teacher, a classroom teacher, and a teacher of the deaf. We are staffing 2 new special education positions into next year, as well as completing the phase-in of our Mandarin Chinese program by hiring a half-time teacher to cover the middle school and high school. In order to fund those 6 positions, about 6.5 positions, we need to reduce positions. We're reducing 2 custodial staff members, maintenance, a computer tech, and a technology instructional support teacher. We hope that all of those will be dealt with through attrition. So we are releasing 5 positions, eliminating 5 positions. We're creating 6.5 new. In terms of capital expenditures, we have some vehicles that need to that have many miles on them and need to be replaced. We have technology networking equipment as well as security cameras. We have some large capital projects that we're anticipating doing in the future. First and foremost is the Hillsborough Middle School parking lot, which is a mess. That's actually a picture of it. We had a water main break in the middle of the parking lot. We also have unit ventilators that need to be updated at HES, and our turf field is coming to its end of life. Those are the those are the anticipated full costs. We will recoup about 40% of those costs either through ROD grants or debt service aid. This is one of the challenges that we're facing in our district and in most districts in the state of New Jersey. In 2009-10, we received over $26 million in state aid. That was reduced significantly as the recession hit in the 2010-2011 school year, a reduction in state aid of over $5 million. Over a period of 3 years, it has built back up, but the past 4 years, it has remained flat. It hasn't gone up while costs continue to go up. And if you notice, it's still over $1 million less than what it was in the 2009-2010 school year. As a result, it puts pressure on taxation as well as on programs and our personnel. So in terms of taxation, what our tax levy cap looks like, there's 3 different components. One is 2% of the general fund tax levy. So we're going to the full 2%, which is about $1.67 million of additional taxation this year. We will also be using the bank cap, and this will exhaust our bank cap, about $1.3 million. And we're passing along additional extraordinary health care costs of slightly over $400,000. What that does in terms of our tax rate is that the levy is going to increase slightly above 3.75 on Hillsborough taxpayers. That's an increase of the tax rate of about 2.99. It helped that the ratables actually expanded this year so that the increase is not as impactful as it would be if the ratables weren't increasing. And what does that mean for a taxpayer who lives in a home assessed at $350,000? Means that the annual increase would be $161. We also have taxing authority over the Millstone borough as well. They see a similar tax levy increase, a tax rate increase of about 2.9, and a home assessed there at $350,000 is looking for a similar increase. This one is $165 for the year. When we try to take a look at is our spending greater or less than what it should be, we use our comparative spending guide analysis, and this is information that's available on the Department of Education website. These 3 bars, the first one on the left is the total administrative cost per pupil spending for the state, that's the average. For similar districts is the center bar, and on the right is Hillsborough. We spend approximately $200 less per student on administrative costs. And when we take a look at total budgetary costs per pupil, which is here, you can see that the state is over $15,000. Like districts are about $15,000. We're slightly above $14,000, over $800 to $900 less per pupil than the average or like districts in the state of New Jersey. So this is what our final budget is. It's in 3 different categories. The operating expenses of the general fund, grants and entitlements. These are monies that we receive for children who are on free and reduced lunch, as well as special education children. And the funding of our debt. So our total budget is a little over $120 million, an increase of about 2.72%. We have done some extraordinary work in the district over the past few years. One most notable area is in the area of technology. We had a partnership with Google a few years ago. They actually gave us 3,000 Nexus 7 devices. They're small little tablets. We didn't have to pay a penny for them. They also gave us $100,000 to purchase educational apps for that. And through this partnership, we were able to be one of the first districts in the country to have one-to-one in the entire district. That means that all children, K through 12, have a device. In K through 4, all of them have a Nexus 7. In grades 5 through 12, each student has a Chromebook. We also did a lot of work with world languages, not only with Mandarin Chinese, but also now we ramped up the rigor of our world language program, where children choose their language at the end of 4th grade, starting in 5th grade, and they take the same language for 4 straight years. That means that when they enter into high school as freshmen, for most of them, they're able to take a level 3 language as a freshman, and then if they take another one, I'm sorry, I'm coming out there. Thank you. my Mandarin Chinese I'd have to do a little bit. But what would happen is that in 2 years, a student that's taken the same language since they were in 5th grade could actually graduate from Hillsborough High School with a level 4 when they're a sophomore, which is extraordinary type of work. It really adds value for our kids in a very competitive market as they look to go to college and beyond. This is the ESIP. You probably can't see it in the back, but that's our savings per year as a part of this ESIP, which provides more energy efficient lighting, windows, HVAC system, boilers throughout the entire district. It's a $16 million program, and it will save over $800,000 a year forever in terms of the cost savings that the district will benefit from moving forward. Plus, it's a much greener technology. I'm hitting the button. Okay. I'll hold it down there. Okay. Okay. Let me just share a couple of quick things with you. The state of New Jersey, in terms of how our kids do relative to all of the other kids in the country, performs extraordinarily well. Whether we're looking at Wallet Hub or Education Week, here Wallet Hub found New Jersey public school systems to be #1 in the entire country under school system quality ranking and second in educational outcome and safety ranking. Education Week, which is a nationally recognized publication in the field of education. Oh, come on. In the field of education, ranked us second in the entire country. NEACH ranked us 28th out of hundreds of districts in the state of New Jersey. I think I'm going to talk over here. Maybe it'll pick up. NerdWallet, I just like saying that. NerdWallet did a bang for your buck analysis on whether or not public funds are being spent effectively. Ranked Hillsborough schools 32nd out of 266 school districts in the country. I'm sorry, in the state of New Jersey. Our high school has always been highly ranked, 76th in New Jersey Monthly, and 177th according to Newsweek in the country. So very high performance, very low per pupil expenditure when we compare ourselves to other districts. Quick word about strategic planning. We're kind of winding down our district's strategic plan now, and we're going to start to ramp up our new strategic plan. We're going to be encouraging stakeholders from throughout the township to come and work with us as we develop our new strategic plan that will take us out to 2021. Some final key points. This particular budget is maintaining the quality of our program while maintaining class sizes. Our per pupil spending continues to be well below state and district averages, and we're controlling costs in many different areas, including our energy savings improvement plan. So I thank you for your attention. I apologize that this mic wasn't working and behaving with me, but I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Dr. Schiff. Any comments from the dais?
Thank you. It's always helpful to kind of get that presentation, and I know it's been a process we've undertaken for a number of years now, so it's good to come out and have everyone get a sense of that. I really just have one question, just curious as, I know you mentioned that from the cap bank perspective that you had fully utilized it. Was there some concern over the ability, in the event of some future needs that's already exhausted, and so how do you plan on dealing with that in the event that you
Yeah, and then if things don't change in the future, if state aid remains flat and costs continue to rise above 2%, there will have to be reductions. I mean, that's just simple mathematics. Whether it's now or whether it's later, if things don't change, those constrictions are going to have to happen. I think my concern and the concern of the board as well is how do we make sure that the investments that we make in public education maintains the quality of the programs that we have. There was a decision, a conscious decision, not to reduce programs this year. We are building the budget large enough that if we maintain our growth at no more than 2%, we can continue to maintain our programs and our people. But if state aid is reduced, if costs rise significantly, then we'll all be having to make these difficult decisions, just like you have to balance those things as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions from the floor for Dr. Schiff? Seeing none, you're off the hook, Dr. Schiff.
Thank you so much. I just want to leave you with a note of appreciation for recognizing our students and our staff. We pride ourselves on excellence in academics, the arts, and athletics, and I see we have a great deal of our athletes here going to celebrate and recognize a wonderful coach, our basketball coach, Ian Projan, who's here, as well as all the athletes.
The only problem we have is that they're so successful that we can't squeeze them in enough time. So we have to try to schedule them out so far. There's so many of them to do.
It's really great that you recognize.
Yes.
We also have some teachers and staff here from ARIS for the work that they do on their Colonial Day activities. I see them in the back, too. Thank you so much for coming.
Again, thank you, Dr. Schiff. Okay, moving on to the credit card grant award presentations. Would Committeeman Sirachi, Credit Card Advisory Committee Chief, please join me for the presentations.
Okay, I'm just going to invite the Credit Card Advisory Committee up. So this evening we're going to be awarding 6 grants to various nonprofit organizations that are serving our youth and seniors. And I have our chairwoman, Maria Volio, who will be doing.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, you said I do.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first time I said I do. He's sitting over there. Senior group, can I bring them all up at the same time? Or just announce them? 'Cause I see them on the- Okay. Senior group A. Senior group A. Oh.
Yeah, I'm Gene Reinhardt of Hillsborough Senior Citizens Chapter A, and we'll make good use of this grant with a coffee maker in our senior activity room for our activities and events that we have there.
Thank you. Okay, and senior group B?
Thank you.
This is the president and vice president.
My name is Tony Fusco. I'm the president of Chapter B. Some of the ladies in the back, the Rockettes, are also members of our chapter. And we're replacing 20-year-old coffee pots that we use at our meetings and other functions. And I'll thank you for your grant.
Thank you. And steps together.
Thank you. I'm Courtney Newman. I'm the founder of Steps Together. We're a nonprofit in Hillsborough with the mission of inspiring our community to pay their blessings forward and support families facing medical crises. We also are primarily athletic based, so we get the community up and moving, whether it's walking, running, just get out there and get going. And we've been successful because we've had incredible community support. We started in 2013 and allocated $35,000 to local families. Last year, we allocated over $94,000. So one of the things we like to do to say thanks is show up at every community event that we can and show our support for all the good causes. So with this grant money, we're going to buy a pop-up tent that will say Steps Together, bringing awareness to who we are and what we do, and also showing how important all the other causes are to our organization. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. And the Resource Center of Somerset?
My name's Veronica Finlay. I'm from the Resource Center of Somerset, and we are a nonprofit organization in Somerset County that provides services to domestic violence victims and their children. We're located here in Hillsborough, and this grant will allow us to purchase a credit card machine, which we've been renting for years and years now, and save us that cost. We have to raise $800,000 a year to provide the services and programs that we do, and this will be a nice help to us and another way we could save. Thank you.
The Girl Scouts of Local Service Unit 72.
Hi, I'm Laura Crowley. I'm one of the co-service unit managers of Hillsborough Girl Scouts. We represent approximately 1,000 girl and adult volunteer members here in Hillsborough. We tend to use our budget money to provide programs for the girls, so we're going to be able to use this grant to purchase microphones such as this for our meetings, a flagpole, some items for our display cases out in the municipal building hallway, and some camping gear for starter troops that they can go try out camping and not have to purchase everything the first time. So thank you very much.
We learned tonight that batteries are important too.
Yeah. And finally, our own Rockettes, Hillsborough's finest.
My name is Gloria Paget, and I'm with the Hillsborough Rockettes and Rocket. We are a performing group. There's 20 of us from age 67 to 97. And she's having a birthday next month. She'll be 98. And Mary Buckshaw, we're so proud of her. Just to tell you a little about what these wonderful dancers do, we go to nursing homes, we go to anywhere we're asked to perform, we will perform. And we had the honor of performing for Hillsborough. Hillsborough's Got Talent, and we took second place. And you'll see our trophy. We're very happy. With this money, we buy accessories. How do you like our hats? We buy accessories because we do fast changing when we do performances. But I just want to tell you, a wonderful group, and I want to thank the advisory board, the credit card, and Hillsborough Township for all your support. We love you.
So as I said earlier with my comments, early this evening, the Hillsborough Rewards Credit Card Program, it's a partnership that we have with Affinity Federal Credit Union. It's at no cost to taxpayers. It's fully funded through the use of the Hillsborough Rewards Visa card that chances are, if you don't have one, if you're not a member of Affinity, chances are you belong to an organization that already belongs to it, and you can become a member and acquire that card. What's also good with that card is, besides for every amount or whatever's charged on it, a little bit comes back into our trust fund, but you also do receive rewards points to turn in for wonderful, fabulous prizes and whatnot. So, but I do have a card, so I use it quite a bit. And just to let you know, since we've brought this program to place since its inception, just this evening, the 6 groups are sharing just over $3,000. But since the inception of the program, we've awarded out $37,000. So, just saying, Hillsborough, keep up the use of the card, and it's great to be able to give back in a very easy way. And that's all I have for this evening on this. So.
First up, we have a proclamation for Somerset County Commission status of women, recognizing Audrey Blumberg. So Blumberg, sorry. Come on up. And I get the honor and pleasure of doing this because I think Committeeman Sirachi and I are the only ones that were on the committee when Audrey used to cover us for the local paper. So it's nice to see you recognized in such a great way. So whereas Hillsborough Township resident Audrey Blumberg has been recognized by the Somerset County Commission on the status of women in celebration of Women's History Month, and whereas Ms. Blumberg was honored with the Journalism Media Award at the annual Outstanding Women in Somerset County Awards dinner, and whereas Ms. Blumberg is the owner of The Breeze, a monthly newspaper and news website covering Bridgewater and Raritan Townships, and whereas Ms. Blumberg has been a major contributor to the local area media outlets in the past, such as local editor for the Bridgewater Patch website, as well as municipal reporter for the Hillsborough Beacon. And whereas Ms. Blumberg has been awarded the New Jersey Press Association Award 4 years in a row for reporting and writing, now therefore be it proclaimed by the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough that Ms. Audrey Blumberg is hereby recognized for her many contributions to the community. And be it further proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, join the Somerset County Commission on the status of women in saluting Ms. Audrey Blumberg for being honored with the Journalism Media Award and thank her for her dedication and service.
Not used to speaking in front at these kind of meetings, usually sitting over there. But just wanted to say thank you very much to the committee and everybody for the proclamation. I appreciate it, and it's just a great honor to be recognized, so thank you.
Okay, we'd like to call up the 5th grade Colonial Day. Whereas as many as 15 million Americans have food out. Whoa. Pam.
Right behind you.
Whereas the teachers and students of Auten Road Intermediate School wish to celebrate colonial heritage as hosting a 5th grade Colonial Day, and whereas the 5th graders will take part in a day of educational and creative activities representative of the colonial times, and whereas the students will attend colonial activities sessions including writing with quills, constructing whirligigs, creating wampum bracelets, making butter, and playing tabletop 9-pins, checkers, and other games. And whereas the Museum of Early Trades and Crafts will give demonstrations on tin punching, colonial trades, and making marbles and star books, and whereas the day will culminate with presentations by the Old Barracks Fife and Drum Corps, including live music, demonstrations of marching forms, explanations of soldiers' lives, and the introduction to important colonial figures. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor, and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby proclaim May 29th, 2015 as 5th grade Colonial Day in Hillsborough, New Jersey, and wish a great day of old-time fun to the students and staff of Auten Road Intermediate School.
So we just want to take a moment to thank the Township Committee for having us here this evening to recognize the hard work of the teachers and the students. So the 2 students we have here tonight, Abhigya Gupta and Keith Tarantino, they won a contest to have their drawing selected for the Colonial Day program. So we appreciate their hard work and interest in this Colonial Day celebration, and also salute their teachers for tireless hours volunteering to make a very elaborate and educational program for the day. So we are looking forward to the day and really thank everyone for their time this evening in honoring the students' work.
Okay, food allergies. This time. Whereas as many as 15 million Americans have food allergies, nearly 6 million are children under the age of 18. And whereas research shows that the prevalence of food allergies is increasing among children, and whereas 8 foods causing 90% of all the allergic reactions in the U.S. are shellfish, fish, milk, eggs, tree nuts, peanuts, soy, and wheat, and whereas symptoms of food allergic reaction can include hives, vomiting, diarrhea, respiratory distress, swelling of the throat, and possibility resulting in death. And whereas, according to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, food-related allergic reactions results in more than 300,000 ambulatory care visits a year involving children under 18, resulting from when an individual unknowingly eats a food contaminated an ingredient to which they are allergic. And whereas there are no cure for food allergies and scientists do not understand why, therefore, strict avoidance of offending food is the only way to prevent an allergic reaction. And whereas anaphylaxis is a serious allergic reaction that is rapid in onset and may cause death, and whereas food allergy research and education is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the quality of life and the health of individuals for food allergies, and to provide them hope through the promise of new treatments. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the mayor, and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby declare May as the Food Allergy Awareness Month. Be it further proclaimed that we, the mayor, and the Township Committee, encourage all residents to be educated and aware of the signs, symptoms, and severity of food allergies.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Went, and my husband is James Went. We're here on behalf of our 6-year-old daughter,
Morgan,
who has life-threatening food allergies. At barely the age of 2, while trying peanut butter for the second time, she experienced an anaphylactic reaction. Food allergies affect as many as 15 million Americans, including almost 6 million children. 1 in 13 children have a food allergy, and that number is growing. Currently, that's 2 students in every classroom across America. Families and schools need to be important partners in keeping these children safe while they are in school under their supervision. Food allergies can be life-threatening, and there is no cure. The only way to prevent an allergic reaction is through strict avoidance of the allergens, and this means constant vigilance. Food allergies are not a choice. They are often a life or death situation. 8 foods account for 90% of all food allergy reactions. They are peanuts, tree nuts, milk, egg, wheat, soy, fish, and shellfish. A food allergy is an immune system response to a food the body mistakenly believes is harmful. When a person with a food allergy eats the food, his or her immune system releases massive amounts of chemicals, including histamines, that trigger a cascade of symptoms that can affect the respiratory system, gastrointestinal tract, the skin, and or cardiovascular system, also known as anaphylaxis. The primary treatment for this medical emergency is an injection of epinephrine. Managing a food allergy on a daily basis involves constant vigilance. Trace amounts of an allergen, as little as 2 milligrams, can trigger an allergic reaction in some individuals. Unfortunately, food allergy deaths do occur even among persons with a history of mild reactions in the past. It's my job as a food allergy parent to educate my child, our family, our friends, and others on how to make a safer, more inclusive environment for all. We are committed to raising awareness about food allergies, anaphylaxis in schools and the local community. That's why it's so important for every member of the community to know what food allergies are and to help recognize potentially life-threatening reactions called anaphylaxis. This is Food Allergy Awareness Week. Our goal is to encourage all citizens to recognize the value and importance of food allergy management, anaphylaxis prevention, and awareness. We thank all of Morgan's friends, their families who have embraced the needs to maintain a safe environment that avoids Morgan's allergens. We are also hopeful at some point in the near future that the Hillsborough School District will actually require snacks consumed in the classroom to be free of her life-threatening allergens or the allergens of the other children, according to the CDC, to provide a safer learning environment. Other local school districts, including Montgomery and Branchburg, have already led the way to moving to a nut-free classroom to protect their children with life-threatening allergies, which allows those children to focus on learning and put them on an even level with their non-allergic classmates. Thank you very much for proclaiming Food Allergy Awareness Week in Hillsborough and to help bring awareness of life-threatening food allergies to the Hillsborough community. Thank you. Thank you.
And this is the one I've been waiting for, the boys' basketball team. Come on up. I happen to work out with a bunch of these gentlemen, and we share the same gym, and I'm just very glad to see they clean up pretty well. All right, I've seen the giggling all night long, so let's keep it down for 2 minutes, okay, guys? So, whereas the 2014 and 15 Hillsborough High School boys basketball team had a very successful season because of their hard work and dedication, and whereas the 2014-15 Hillsborough High School boys basketball team comprised of the following young athletes:
Stephen Rudd. Rob Askus.
You don't have a name back there?
I'm coach.
Oh,
J.R. Spencer.
John Clifford.
Luke Feiner.
Mike DeSico.
Sam Mackay.
Ian Projan.
Dylan Feiner.
Chris Fox.
Jimmy Susak.
Joseph Susek.
Kyle Jenny.
Whereas the Hillsborough High School boys basketball team was led by head coach Ian Projan, and assistant coach Chris Fox, I got that one, J.R. Spencer, and Brandon Shammy. And whereas the Hillsborough High School boys basketball team earned the title of NJSIAA Central Jersey Group 4 state champions, and whereas the Hillsborough High School boys basketball team finished the season with a record of 15 wins and 13 losses, now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the mayor and the township committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby commend all members of the Hillsborough High School boys basketball team, not only for the awards and championships they have won, but also for their unwavering teamwork, dedication, and sportsmanship throughout the season. Be it further proclaimed that we, the mayor and the township committee, further commend the boys basketball team for the honor they have brought to themselves, their team, and to our community through their many achievements. Thank you, gentlemen.
I would like to thank the township for recognizing our team for our accomplishments this season. It's an honor, so thank you.
All right, the way this is going to work is you're all so damn tall. So we got to get a bunch on your knees. And parents, go ahead and spread out. What we'll do is, all right, gentlemen, everybody look this way. Forward. And everybody look to the right. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks again.
And we'd like to call up Ian. You get double duty tonight. Whereas Coach Ian Projan, Hillsborough Township resident and Hillsborough High School basketball coach, was recognized as Courier News All-Area Basketball Coach of the Year and Star Ledger Conference Coach of the Year for 2014-15 season. And whereas Coach Projan has been the head coach for Hillsborough High School boys basketball team for the past 12 years with an overall coaching record of 188 wins and 101 losses. And whereas in 2013-14, Coach Projan led the Hillsborough High School basketball team to the Skylands Conference Delaware Division Championship and the Somerset County Championship, marking the first time in Hillsborough High School's history that the boys basketball team captured a county championship. The team also broke the school record for wins that season with a record 22 wins and 3 losses. And whereas in 2011 and 12, Coach Projan was named Courier News All-Area Basketball Coach of the Year in Somerset County and also Somerset County Coach of the Year. And whereas under the leadership of Coach Projan, the Hillsborough High School basketball team's accomplishments represent our schools and his hometown with the highest standards of integrity and sportsmanship. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that we, the mayor and the township committee of the Township of Hillsborough, do hereby commend Coach Ian Projan for his unwavering commitment and dedication to the youth of our community. And be it further proclaimed that we, the mayor and the township committee, further commend Coach Ian Projan in honor as the Courier News Basketball Coach of the Year and wish him the continued success in the future.
First, I would like to thank the Hillsborough Township Committee and Mayor Thompson and yourself for recognizing myself for this award. Next, I would like to thank all of my players. Without you guys, we couldn't have accomplished this, so congratulations to all of you. You deserve it. I would also like to thank my coaching staff, Coach Shammy, who is unable to be here tonight, J.R. Spencer and Chris Fox, who are here. Without them, I would not be the Coach of the Year any years. They're fantastic. They support me, and they serve a huge role in my success within our program. I would also like to thank Dr. Schiff, Michael Finizzi, and Karen Binger and other administration who hired me as the boys basketball coach and gave me the privilege and the opportunity to be the coach of a fantastic school system and a great athletic program. Finally, I would like to thank all of my family members who are here tonight. Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. You guys are at every game, and it means so much to me and the team. Thank you very much to all of you, and have a good evening.
Congratulations. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, this is all of our proclamations for tonight. We're going to take a couple-minute break. If you'd like to stay for the nitty-gritty, you're more than welcome. But we'll take a break right now. All right, continuing on with the meeting. Is there any new business? Any new business from the floor? That's not on the agenda? That's not you?
No, I can't help you.
We just had the basketball team up there. Come on now.
I think you got to turn it on. I turned it off.
Okay. Susan Gulliford. Wait, is it on? Okay. I wanted to speak up for a minute in support of something I'm a little passionate about, the Hillsborough Township Public Library. My first job when I was 15, and you got working papers in those days, I don't know if they still do that. Yes. I went to work in my local library. And of course later I was an English major and a writer. And at the last meeting it was mentioned that we had, I think it was in the last year, paid off the Hillsborough Library. And the library is important, as is each library to its locality. You recognize that libraries reflect their local culture. And recently I've noticed the beginning of this loss of this individuality. All their Facebook pages have been taken down. And everybody's supposed to go to the SCLSNJ page, which sort of seems to be a compendium of press releases, when the press isn't necessarily a bad thing. Teachers, librarians, residents, and I hope the Township Committee realizes libraries are important. And I've been noticing the centralized press releases. The PR seems to be the purpose of publicizing SCLSNJ, Somerset County Library System of New Jersey. I saw a headline recently, it said, SCLSNJ presents vet program. And I turned it to the vet at my house and said, what do you think of this? And he goes, I said, should it say Manville Library presents vet program and get people from Manville to come out? It seems as though it's emphasizing the centralization and not the local, not trying to get local people into the library. Maybe it's just something that needs to be fine-tuned in the new system they've developed. I'm seeing SCLSNJ everywhere, and then Hillsborough branch. I kind of object because Hillsborough Library is my library. I should say, I'd like it to say Hillsborough Public Library, a member of SCLS, like a co-op. And one of the taxes I don't object to is my library tax. I get more than my money's worth out of that library on a weekly basis. And any resident who doesn't get their money's worth, it's not the fault of the library or the township, because they have everything there, including stuff that's electronic. Well, we won't go there. Now, the argument can be made that the name doesn't matter if it's the Hillsborough branch of SCLSNJ or the Hillsborough Public Library, but it does matter to me. And in this case, I think words matter, and I learned that at the library. And I'd like to say one other thing. I attended a recent freeholders meeting, and there was 20 or 25 people there from multiple libraries in the area, many from our Hillsborough boards, who were also concerned. And I don't know what's going on. I just want to suggest that the Township Committee keeps an eye on the changes. I'll be disappointed if I arrive one day and find that it says SCLS, whatever it is, NJ, and below it, in second place, it says Hillsborough Branch. I think it should always be first. Thanks.
Anything else from the floor? Seeing none, we're going to move on to public hearings. First up tonight is 2015-03, an ordinance amending Chapter 179 of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, titled Fire Zones, Section 5, titled Fire Zones Designated. This ordinance will change and add fire zone designations as listed. These have been recommended by Chief Fire Marshal Weniger. May I have a motion to open the public for this hearing on this ordinance?
Move to open public hearing.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais? Discussion from the floor? May I have a motion to close public?
Move to close.
Second.
Deputy Mayor, you're going to close and adopt the ordinance.
Close and adopt the ordinance.
Move to close and adopt.
Second.
Roll call?
Freeman Delcor.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes. 2015-04, an ordinance adopting a redevelopment plan for the properties identified on the official tax map of Hillsborough Block 163, period 05, lots 101, 102, 103, 104, and 105. Pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, this ordinance adopts the redevelopment plan for the area indicated as an area in need of rehabilitation. May I have a motion to open the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion from the dais?
Yes, Deputy Mayor. So as we've talked about both at the Planning Board and when this ordinance was introduced, this redevelopment plan is part of our plan as it relates to our affordable housing plan. This is a project that's under the affordable housing plan, and this is a measure to allow us to ultimately get to the point where the property is redeveloped, which is somewhat procedural, but must be done in order to allow the next step in the redevelopment process. So at this time in particular, as we are still in a significant state of flux as it relates to what COA obligations will be, we certainly know what they've been, but with the recent ruling from the Supreme Court, there is still concern over obligations. So it's really important that we remain diligent in keeping conformity with our existing plan, which is in place and was worked through the court master, and this development here is part of that, and I think it's important we maintain the process so that we can eventually get to the redevelopment aspect of the property.
Thank you. Any discussion from the floor? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close public?
Move to close and adopt.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Freeman Delcor.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Burchett.
Yes. Introduction of new ordinances. 2015-10, an ordinance amending Chapter 188, Land Use and Development, Article 5, Design Districts and Standards of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, County of Somerset, State of New Jersey, to create the GC Gateway C Zone District and to change the zone designation for several properties in the transit-ready development / East Amwell Gateway area. Further consideration of this ordinance and public hearing will be held on June 23, 2015. This ordinance implements the recommendations in the master plan amendment by rezoning and creating the GC Gateway C Zone District. Supporting documentation will be also updated to include all of the changes. The GC zone will provide mixed-use residential, retail, office, and other compatible uses near the transit facility in order to create a pedestrian-friendly neighborhood while still supporting the transit facility and creating employment opportunities. In addition, this ordinance changes the zoning designations of the several properties in and adjacent to the transit-ready development district in accordance with the 2013 Master Plan Amendment recommendations. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Comments from the dais?
Mr. Deputy Mayor, as you and Committeeman Delcor are aware, this was a matter brought before the Planning Board at a recent Planning Board meeting. A hearing was conducted by the board, which ultimately led to the recommendation of this ordinance coming from the planning consultant and our other professionals. Input was received from members of the public as to the application, and if the committee would like, I'd be happy to put up some maps relative to the design itself. The first map has been placed up is the current zoning for the area in question, which includes the CDZ and HOO zones, which are being changed somewhat by this new zoning application. The second map I've now placed up would be the proposed transit-ready development district for the East Amwell Gateway area by the creation of a Gateway C zone, which is indicated in shade under the letters GC to take into account the discussions that the Deputy Mayor raised at the time in his introduction of this ordinance. And I have one more map. This is the ASD overlay zone map. This basically shows the transition of the zones in the area from the town center, Gateway A, Gateway B, and the newly designated Gateway C, and some additional highway and related zones that are going to show the transition from town center out through the area in question. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Mayor. So, as Mr. Bernstein noted, we did go through this at Planning Board, and the recommendation was to move this up to the Township Committee for review and adoption or introduction. The Gateway C is really covers, it's one of the transitional zones that does incorporate the area that would be known as the Transit Village area. And as part of the master plan that's been in place for some time, these changes had been in the works for several years. Really what ended up happening, and unfortunately, we had the untimely passing of our planner, which kind of put some of these changes on hold. But the GC zone, as noted, does provide mixed use mixed-use development, which is just outside of the town center area, and does incorporate an area that, whether that transit village is ultimately a rail station, which was ultimately envisioned, or whether it becomes some type of a terminal for commuter traffic, bus terminal to direct ride to New York. Ultimately will be worked with the Department of Transportation and the New Jersey Transit. But really the Gateway C aligns now with the master plan and creates the expansion from town center into those transition areas, and just kind of cleans up the map overall, eliminates some of the areas that or the out of need areas, such as the HOO, which is really a home occupancy area where businesses are operated out of their home. Really not much of a need for that in the area. So it's really updating the zoning plan to allow for the vision of what the master plan shows us, and ultimately continuing to work towards the downtown center area.
Thank you, Mr. Delcourt.
No comments.
May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
You ready to do that? I just need a roll call.
Okay. Roll call?
Chairman Delcourt?
Yes.
Chairman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bishop?
Yes. 2015-11, an ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 221 titled Parks and Recreation Areas of the Township Code of Hillsborough by the establishment of regulations for a township dog park. Further consideration of this ordinance and public hearing will be held on June 9th, 2015. Hillsborough Township wishes to establish a dog park to be located at Ann Van Millsworth Park. As such, it is in the best interest of the township residents to establish rules and regulations for the operation of the said park. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
Second.
Comments from the dais?
Deputy Mayor, so this is nice to see a park like this. Ann Van is a nice location for this. There's a good spot in sort of the back of the park there that doesn't really have an opportunity to be utilized, and I think the regulations are certainly required in order to ensure that all the residents that want to use it can use it safely, and that there's behavioral regulations for how the park should be utilized. So it's looking forward to getting this open.
Being a regular user of the county's dog park, this is going to be a great addition to Hillsborough. And
And save you gas.
Save
You
me a
don't
lot
have
of
to
gas.
drive all the way to Franklin any longer.
It's walkable for me.
Any other comments of constructive nature from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call.
Chairman Delcourt?
Yes.
Chairman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bishop?
Yes. Considerations, resolution authorizing the hire of summer employees Matthew Domitrowski, Michael Mantz, Thomas Kessler, Kyle Burke, Robert DiGerio, Robert Dunphy, and Robert Howe for Department of Public Works with a start date on or about May 13th, 2015 at a salary of $10 per hour, funded through the Clean Communities Grant. The Clean Communities Grant provides funding for temporary summer help in the Parks Department and Department of Public Works. This particular resolution authorizes the hiring of the above-mentioned summer employees. As always, grant funding is always appreciated, as allows for these types of hires without impacting our Hillsborough taxpayers. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Chairman Delcourt?
Yes.
Chairman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bishop?
Yes. Resolution authorizing the mayor and the township clerk to enter into an agreement with Somerset County for use of their trunking radio system. This resolution authorizes a shared services agreement between Hillsborough Township and Somerset County for their trunking radio system. Shared services allow for public funds to be saved and is a cost-effective measure. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. Resolution confirming and ratifying the execution of a contract with York Fence Company for the installation of for fencing for a dog park at AVM Park in the amount not to exceed $12,640. We are excited to announce that Hillsborough Township will soon have its own dog park. This will be a leash-free area in which dogs are free to play and roam with supervision of their owners. The official opening of the dog park will be announced shortly, so stay tuned for details. The resolution authorizes the installation of fencing. This is from the capital ordinance with funding provided by the recreational developer contributions. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any comments?
No, I believe this actually, through the bidding process, came down at a lower cost than originally estimated, so that's always a good thing. And as we learned earlier, it's in walking distance of Community Delcourt's house, so.
Any comments from the floor?
Purely coincidental, I'm sure.
Roll call.
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. Resolution authorizing the execution of a contract for videotaping production to Premier Media, LLC, in the amount not to exceed $4,000. This agreement is for additional video production services for the township events. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from this? Any comments from the floor? Gene, is that a comment? Or
I think he
roll
was
call.
having a muscle spasm.
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. Resolution supporting the farmland preservation application submitted by John Yablonsky under County Planning Incentive Grant PIG program for the property identified in the tax map of Township of Hillsborough as Block 204, Lot 11, Yablonsky Farm. Land preservation remains a top priority in Hillsborough, be it farmland or open space. This resolution supports the preservation of the above-mentioned farm property under the County Planning Incentive Grant Program, which is in line with the Township's Comprehensive Farmland Preservation Program. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call.
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. Resolution approving participation with the State of New Jersey federal grant program administered by the Division of Criminal Justice, Department of Law and Public Safety. We have been informed by the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice that we are eligible to renew the Safe and Secure Communities Program grant in the amount up to $60,000 for the year 2015. This revenue partially supplements the salary of 2 officers currently employed by the Hillsborough Township Police Department. As always, we are enthusiastically accept any grant money made available to Hillsborough. Part of the application process requires an authorizing resolution for participation. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from this? Comments from the floor? Roll call.
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. Moving on to the consent agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais?
Just want to point out a couple of events that are coming up on there. I know we mentioned earlier about the YMCA 15th, it's going to be their 15th annual Hillsborough Hop 5K race. That's going to be on Saturday, May 30th. And then also on June 13th, St. Joseph's Parish will be holding a 5K run and walk. So just wanted to give the residents a heads up on those events coming up.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? Or did we do that already?
You have that, I've seen it.
Okay. Roll call?
Freeman Delcourt.
Yes.
Freeman Sarachi.
Yes.
Chairman Rochette.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the claims list for 2015-10?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Committeeman Delacqua?
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bouchette?
Yes. This concludes our regular meeting.
Mr. Deputy
for
Mayor,
this evening.
before you conclude the meeting, I would like to ask for a consideration of one additional item this evening before you go into executive session. I'd like a motion to authorize the clerk, the administrator, and myself to work with the Township Committee to schedule a special Township Committee meeting for an employment matter. This does not bind us to ultimately having the meeting. We are still in discussions with the employee and his representative, but I would like to at least try to move the process along if possible.
Do I hear a motion?
Motion?
Second.
Roll call?
Committeeman Delacqua?
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bouchette?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
We do have executive session this evening. Ms. Borak, please read the executive session resolution.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, the Public Laws of 1975 permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas the Township Committee is of the opinion that such circumstances exist. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, the County of Somerset, State of New Jersey as follows. Number 1, the public shall be excluded from discussion of the here and after specified subject matters. Number 2, the general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows. A, property acquisitions. Wardsville Road, Block 169, lots 4.02 and 4.03, and Wardsville Road, Block 173, Lot 8. Number 3, the Township Committee may take official action on those items discussed in the executive session upon the completion of the executive session. Number 4, the minutes of the discussions shall be made available to the public as soon as the matters under discussion are no longer of confidential sensitive nature, and this resolution shall take effect immediately. I need a motion.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Motion.
Premature gavel.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second, and this is G-rated, please.
Roll call.
Committeeman Delacqua?
Yes.
Committeeman Sarachi?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Bouchette?
Yes. Now.
There you go.
There we go.